take part. If you don't like, you can give them. Okay? Since it is about, the meeting is about Diwali occasion, so I'm going to ask a little bit about Ram and, our old history. How many kants are there in Ramayana?
How many?
Kants. Adhyay, chapter.
7.
Yes. Okay, if not any, so we'll give.
Yes, sir.
Give it a round of applause.
Next. 7 kants are there. What is the middle one? 4th one. Bakul sir. I was expecting from you at least. It's Kiskinda Kant. What to do with this? Okay. What is name of Lakshman's wife? Who helped Rama to cross the river?
Who helped Rama to
Cross the river. River. Kevat. Name of Kevat?
Name.
Nishad Raj. Okay. In Ramayana, there is a story that in last Rama told 3 lessons to Lakshman, but it is not in Valmiki Ramayana. In another Ramayana. What is the name of that Ramayana?
Ramayana? No.
It is in Kamban Ramayana.
Very tough question.
Okay. Okay. What is the relation between Harishchandra and Rama? Is there any relation between?
Ancestor. I think Harishchandra was ancestor.
They belong to same dynasty. Ishwan.
Raja Harishchandra is talking about, right?
Yeah. Okay. Now the last question, but who will give answer? You will get 2 bucks. Okay. While exiled, when Rama, Lakshmana and Sita went to jungle, they met a rishi and wife gave Sita a divine clothes, and she taught, yes,
Rishi August.
wife name.
Mrs. August.
Again. Okay. You gave her at least half name, so I can half. You try, sir, at least you can get.
Oh my God.
We know her very well. Name, it's very famous. Sati Anusuya. Okay. Now the question and purse are finished. Congratulations, who have won the game. Now let's go to the next session. Feedback. As I said, that feedback is very important to us. So provide your feedback. 1 line is also enough where we did good, or 1 line is also enough where we need to improve. But at least provide your feedback. Prepared speeches. You can speak well if your tongue can deliver a message of your heart. But what is the problem between message of heart and tongue? And that is fear. And that's why we're here, to conquer. So, our first speaker is Toastmasters since August 2022, career software engineer. Running, his hobbies are running, playing sports, playing ukulele, it's guitar, and reading. Project level 1, from Pathway, engaging humor. His evaluator is Toastmaster Ganesh, he is Toastmaster Paritosh. So Toastmaster Ganesh, could you read the speech objective of Toastmaster Paritosh.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Siddharth. So today, Toastmaster Paritosh is going to deliver his level 2 speech and level 1 speech, project 2. And the speech objective of his speech is that he will inform his audience about the paradox of choice in today's world. And timer, please note that timing is 5 to 7 minutes. And I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Paritosh.
Toastmaster Paritosh, please come on the stage. Why more is less? Toastmaster Paritosh, why more is less? Please.
It was our 4th day. Me and my family have been roaming around here and there. We were exhausted. And then, finally, we did it. We finally found the best kurta set for me for my sister's wedding. Good morning, Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Paritosh Mahajan, and you can remember me as a guy who spent more time in his shopping than his sister, whose marriage it actually was. But is it only me? Is it only me? What about you? How many of you spend hours and days scrolling on shopping sites just to find that one jeans, just to find that one shoes? How many of you do that?
Not me.
Huh?
Not me.
Not me.
Not me too. So, okay, seriously. Okay, listen. Then it's only me. Okay. But so I don't like shopping, and if you ask me why, it's not because I don't like buying good stuff. It's simply because there are just so many options out there. It is exhausting to find the best thing for me. And it's the same with everything. We are living in an era where there are plethora of options for everything. You want to choose a career? There are thousands of options to do so. You want to marry someone? There are 10,000 filters you can apply to select your partner. Even for as basic thing as sugar, there are so many brands and varieties. You wouldn't believe me, but my father recently bought a sugar-free sugar. So I thought about it, and it struck to me that theoretically we are living in a golden era where there are infinite possibilities. So shouldn't we be much happier than the old times? But are we? So I was curious to learn more about this, and I researched and I found out there's a concept called paradox of choice. According to it, there is a paradox where on one hand we want to have many choices and the freedom to choose, but at the same time we hate it when we are making decisions and there are so many options out there. And so when there are so many options out there, just let's imagine you want to buy a car. Okay? You spend days and months researching. You compare different models. You take multiple test drives. You compare the mileage, the cost, the design, the comfort, brands, and whatnot. And after months, you finally buy a car. Congratulations! You may have found the best car, but since you have put so much effort into it, that the overall satisfaction would be quite less. And there are 3 reasons to it. First reason is the missing opportunities. So we, even though when there are multiple options, even though we may find something we like, we will not stop our research. We will continue to research more just to avoid missing that one better option out there, right? And that is tiring, right? Because we act as maximizers where we want to maximize, we want to choose the best decision and find the just best thing out there. And in doing so, when there are 100 of options, we get exhausted. It's that tough that sometimes it can cause to decision paralysis, where we are not able to take any decision at all. The second reason for dissatisfaction is the what if trap. Even though you may buy a car, sometimes we will not be able to be happy about our decision because we will constantly think, what if the other option was better for me? What if the other car would make me cooler? So, and after so much hard work and figuring out what is the best option, if God forbid our decision doesn't work out, then it leads to the third reason for dissatisfaction, that is regret. We regret and we blame ourselves that we made the wrong choice. Okay, enough scaring all of you. So by now we know that there are negative impact like decision paralysis and dissatisfaction due to choice overload. But let's talk about few things that we can do about it. So there are a couple of steps that we can take. The first step is to reduce the time spent on making trivial choices. We should look at what choices really matter to us and only spend our time and effort on those choices. So maybe putting your research hat on just to buy that best toilet paper isn't even required. The second solution to this requires us to change our mindset. Rather than trying to maximize everything, if we simply accept and embrace good enough, that will simplify our decision making and even increase our overall satisfaction levels. By following the above two steps, I hope we find a balance where we are able to enjoy the benefits, enjoy the freedom of choices, but at the same time not get daunted by it. So the next time you go shopping and you are confused between 10 different kurta sets, remember me and remember that more is not always more, but more is actually less. Thank you so much.
1 minute silence for feedback.
Have you sent the link for the meeting?
Dipanshu, did you say?
Yeah, send.
Okay. Hopefully everyone got the link.
Okay, so please stand.
I sent you the joint link.
Camera, PTM, anything.
Toastmaster Paras, if 1 minute is completely clear. 1 minute is done. So hopefully 1 minute is completed. So let's go ahead. So our next speaker is Toastmaster since June 2016, working with National Head Corporate Partnership and Capability Development at FMC India. Immediate past president of MCTC. Even previously also he had taken he has some EC roles. Hobbies: reading, music, public speaking, pathway project, effective coaching. This is just small introduction of the Toastmaster. If you see his introduction, in details information about him, we do have in our PPTs. So at least you can fill one page. He is complete, his knowledge and everything is just complete epitome of wisdom, we can say that. So his evaluator is Toastmaster Kunal. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Bakul. So Toastmaster Kunal, okay, who is evaluating? Could you please read the objective of speech objective of Toastmaster Bakul?
So, Toastmaster Bakul, in the pathway of effective coaching, and he's delivering his speech on level 3, project 5. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice being aware of his or his thoughts and feelings, as well as the impact of his response on others. The purpose of the speech is for the members to share his experience completing the project. The
Speech title?
speech title is
My lenses.
My Lenses.
My dances.
My lenses.
Lenses.
My
Okay.
Lenses.
Okay. Okay, my lenses, Toastmaster Bakul. Toastmaster Bakul, my lenses.
Good morning, Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me start with a quote from J. Krishnamurti, who once said, "The ability to observe without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence." What do you understand by that? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
The ability to observe without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence.
You don't judge people or a situation.
You're spot on, my dear friend. How many times you have judged a person and you have miserably failed? Has it happened with all of you?
Yes.
And we still keep doing it, time and again, time and again, time and again. And that's a wrong attitude we set for ourselves. In the process, we do injustice to the person we are judging. Let me share 3 experiences from my life. When I was doing my post-graduation studies, I was getting fellowship also. And I had gone to watch a movie. In the interval, I wanted to have a glass of water and I felt very thirsty. I went to buy a glass of water. I took a glass of water and that fellow asked for money. And I said, "I have 50 rupees currency." He said, change though, give me the change. And I did not have a change. There was a next person standing next to me, looking like a beggar, just in a very bad clothes, dirty clothes. He told that vendor, "Dono ke paise le lo. You take money for both the glasses of water." I immediately quipped to him, "Why should I give money for your glass of water?" He said, "Sir, you don't have a change, so I am paying for your glass of water." Did you get it?
Yes.
I had hated myself to the hilt because of my attitude. I judged a person depending on his look, but I miserably failed. I did not focus on the guy's positive, and ultimately I failed, my dear friends. I thought I will not do again. But habits die very hard. Would you all agree with that? Second time. And whom did I judge? Nobody less than Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, when he died, I was reading about Nelson Mandela's life, and one journalist had written that story. And my experience and journalist experiences were the same. Rather, perceptions were the same. Whenever I used to look at the picture of Nelson Mandela, I used to say, he is Gandhi of this generation. He has won Nobel Peace Prize, a president of South Africa, but doesn't have a clothing sense. He used to wear very floral clothes. You remember that? Very floral shirts and all. He doesn't have any clothing sense. Again, I was trying to measure him in my lenses. question which I had, why he is wearing such clothes, the journalist had the same question to him. And he asked him. He used to be, lovely called Madiba. So the journalist asked Madiba, the Nelson Mandela, Madiba, why do you wear such clothes? And the answer Nelson Mandela gave, I want to give to all of you. He told the journalist, the gentleman, at your age of 27 years, I spent 27 and a half years in South Africa jail, by which you can ask this question freely. If you want to see the cruelty of a man against man, you go to South African jails. And during the entire 27 years of life, I had worn only a green color jail suit. When I have come out of jail, I want to feel that freedom, emotionally, physically, metaphorically, and philosophically. And that is the reason I am wearing these clothes. It gives me a sense of freedom. Did you see? I showed an unintelligent intelligence of myself by judging nobody less than Nelson Mandela. Again, I should have focused on positives, how much contribution he has made to the world for the peace. I was judging on his clothes. I thought I will never do this. But I did it again. In 2002, I had opportunity to travel overseas for the first time. I went to Australia and landed at Brisbane, went to the hotel, wanted to see a shopping mall. And we asked, where we can get a car? And the reception said, go to the porch, you will get a car. And car arrived, a taxi arrived, and driver was Indian. We were very happy, right? We sat into the car started driving. We started entering into conversation. We were also very happy because he was an Indian driver. But shopping mall didn't come. He kept driving, shopping mall. We started doubting his integrity. That he will make a bigger bill and now we will end up paying. We won't have money to shop. We started cursing him. All Indian drivers are like this. Even Indian drivers in Australia also cheat. At the end, when we reached the shopping mall, we asked very nervously, what is the fare? He said, I will not take even a single penny. I said, why? He said, after so many years, I have got an opportunity to give a ride to my Indian fellow men. How much mean we were, judging a guy who had a very, very big heart, but we were judging very, very negatively. My dear friends, that is the reason J. Krishnamurti has said, ability to observe without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence. But Carl Jung has once said, people judge because they don't want to think. So think and then evaluate. Just don't jump to the conclusion. Over to the TM.
So 1 minute silence for feedback. Sorry. एक ही पब्लिक no, got it. Live on time.
Yeah, it's usually good for.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmasters. So 1 minute is completed. Let's meet our next speaker. Our next speaker is Toastmaster since July 2022. It's very new. Currently working as content strategist with Byju's. Hobbies traveling. Pathway level 1 third speech, dynamic leadership. She is Ankita, she is Anchal from GMTC. Evaluator is Dipanshu. Change?
Jitendra, yeah.
Okay. His evaluator is Toastmaster Jitendra. Could you please read the speech objective, please?
So, Toastmaster Anchal is presenting dynamic leadership, pathway 1, third project. The purpose of the statement is for members to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance their speech. So, all the best, Toastmaster Anchal. I am about 5 to 7 minutes time.
Okay. I think we need to change the slide, isn't it? Just leave it. Sorry for inconvenience. Yeah, this one only. Please, what is speech object? Speech in title. Perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Toastmaster Anchal. Toastmaster Anchal. Perfectly normal.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry, there are no ladies here today. So yeah, but then you are epitome of beauty today, given Diwali celebrations. Okay, so we are seeing you in ethnic dresses of yours. So but also being professionals, I'm sure you guys would also be wearing coats. So how many of you have worn a coat anytime? Oh, okay. How many times have you worn a coat?
I am since I have to wear it nearly every day.
Every day. Okay, nice. What about you?
3-4 times.
Three. Okay, 3-4 times. 3-4 times. What about you? 3-4 times. Okay. So, what about you, Ganesh? How many times?
How long the winter goes?
Which color coats do you have worn?
I have got one is blue, 2 black, and couple of more.
Okay. What about you? Which color coats have you worn?
Like brown and black.
Okay, nice. So it's very perfectly normal to wear a coat, right? So today we are going to hear a story about a child named Norman who is going to wear a coat. Sounds exciting. Let's hear to the story. The story is Perfectly Norman by TM Paritosh. So Norman is a perfectly normal boy who runs around, plays around until one day. Let's see what happens on that one day. He grew a pair of wings. Interesting. Norman had imagined himself growing taller or maybe getting a beard like a father. But getting wings? What to do of these wings? He wasn't very sure what to do of those wings. He was scared. He was afraid. He took a flight using that wing. He was swooshing. He was going around and having a lot of fun using that wings. But then what? Then it was dinner time. Nobody has wings. I have got wings. What to do? He had to go in for the dinner. Norman has been so normal all this while. He wasn't sure how to be with those wings. He went inside his house. What he did? He wore a coat. Because he was afraid, what will parents think of these wings? And he said, maybe, let's hide them for a while. So then he was sitting on the table with the parents eating his dinner with the coat on, and Mama's like, something odd about him. He's looking really odd. Yeah, he's looking odd. Okay, then bathing was very difficult. Can't bathe. It's so problematic. Bedtime was so difficult. Wearing that coat all the time. It was hot, uncomfortable, but then he has to wear the coat always. He has decided to not show his wing to anybody ever. Going to the park wasn't no more fun. I can't play, he can't play because it would get hot, it would get uncomfortable. And long travels were no more exciting. It was so uncomfortable. Swimming was dreadful because he was wearing that coat. The only thing he felt comfortable was with the rains. In the rains, he could be sad, he could cry, but nobody would see him doing that. So only rains were the time he felt like being okay. One day, a boy came. He tried to pull his coat. Norman was scared. Norman wanted to run. He ran. He was scared to hell. And then he hid himself somewhere. Thinking, very dreadful, very scared. He just hid. But then, what did he saw? He saw the birds. Birds were flying. And he remembered of that one flight he took with those wings. How fun it was. He got a thought. It's not the wings. It's what I think about that wings is making me so heavy and cumbersome. And then once when he was sitting with the parents and seeing him normally little tired, exhausted, sad, parents said, why don't you take this scruffy, old, torn out coat out? He normally looked at them hesitantly. His parents smiled and nodded to that. Normal smiled back. And then what? He got his wings again back. And finally, Norman could fly. He saw from the top there were many children like him wearing those baggy, heavy coats. Soon, but then, he kept on flying and flying, and then he met many children of his sort who were also having flying and having the time of their life. So now I would like to ask, maybe just close your eyes for a moment and think of a time when you have worn this coat and felt like Norman? Thank you. Maybe we'll take a minute to write when we have when we have been wearing that coat.
Yes, sure.
Or are still wearing maybe. Of a time when you have been wearing that coat or you are still wearing, what all those things are. Just for yourself, just think of a time when you have been wearing that coat, who helped you take that coat out, and how do you feel after taking that coat out?
Coat could be something like a mask, so you're trying to hide something.
Yeah, some belief system, maybe not even as a mask. Remember, we share that we love wearing coat, so we do wear. What are those things or what we wear? We need to write that.
Can take pin from there.
Once you are done, you can fill the feedback form.
Okay. Mr. Doug, just
Use
pass.
this for yourself. You want to give it? I would love to give it. Okay, sharing.
Okay. Hopefully everyone written. It's done.
You want to share?
So you can share your feedback speech feedback. Okay, shall we move ahead? Okay, please, Anchal, please. After writing, you can pass your sheet to over there. Okay, yeah, our next and most important, we can say that part of Toastmasters meeting, table topic. It is that all the great speakers were bad speakers at first time. Whenever I read, I feel that this is written about me only. So our next is table topic. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Piyush. He is Toastmaster since May 2021. He is working as a senior software engineer in IP Infusion. Hobbies: love to sleep, strange, listening to podcast, playing table topic, try to enhance new technology in finance. That's great. Toastmaster Piyush, please come on the stage. Next 2 slides you can use.
Yeah, so hello fellow Toastmasters. So sorry for being late because I just heard the quote given by Bakul sir, that ability to enhance is the greater revelation. So like I have also faced this issue today. So I was stuck there and police caught me there and police. They was want to check my papers, so I don't have any. I have not have pollution with me. So they just thought that he is wearing nice clothes and expensive watch and wearing sunglasses, so he has 10,000 rupees fine. But I say that I am empty pocket. That happens. So now I would like to handle the table topic master as a table topic master, and I would like to call any two people who wants to interested in to come there, so that we have a clash between GTMC and MCTC from one each club. From one club, like GTMC, one each MCTC. GTMC first. Any from GTMC, MCTC? Yeah, you can come. Yes, both of you come. Yes. So your good name is?
Rajendra.
Okay. So I have some questions from both of you, and this is the fastest finger first. When this is the rules are like there is a faster finger first. After that, winner gets the speech, like a speech, and they will speak about table topic master.
Okay. So,
Like a winner get a chance to speak. This is a class. During Diwali.
And the loser?
Loser, shit. So first is like question is like this is a math question. So first is like 20 plus 21 minus 20 plus में 30.
50.
Is the answer.
50.
Very one. Yeah. So that's great.
I'm very good.
Yeah. Yeah. So Rajendra sir, your speech is why do we celebrate Diwali as a festival?
Celebrating life is the most important thing, and we need some events in our life to celebrate. And one of the event is Diwali. We celebrate marriages, we celebrate every moment of life, birthday and all those things. But why Diwali is so important? Because since childhood, I remember my grandfather used to play a role of Dashrath in Ramlila. And he came from Pakistan. And we used to have Ramlila in our village, and he used to play a role of Dashrath. And we used to have a complete marriage environment at our home. We used to make kheers and do all this lunch for all the villages. And I used to one of the child who used to eat a lot of kheer and everything. So we used to find out way of celebration, and this is what is the beauty of our culture of Sanatan. You know, we used to have Tanatani at our home, but we have to come up to the Sanatani at our home, that we should be living together and celebrating the life. And Diwali is the one of the best example to celebration of brothers. They are waiting their elder brother to come back at home and let us have the Ram Rajya. And that's the biggest need of the hour, that today there is a Tanatani at home, but there is no Sanatani at home. Thank you.
So that's a wonderful speech. Now I would like to call another participant. Yeah, I'm from GTMC. Anyone wants to come? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, guys, okay. So now the question is. Yeah, maths. Because Diwali is a festival of maths also. Yeah, like we used to calculate how many sweets we have to eat so that we don't take any extra calories.
During festival season.
Yeah. So yeah, the question is, what is 100 divided by 10 minus 5?
5.
So, what is your name?
Saif.
Saif. So, Saif, I review, and that is that what is your view about the people who tweets that say no but crackers in Diwali, but the same people hypocritically burn the crackers during Christmas. What is your view?
Once I would like to speak on this topic with a quote said by Mahatma Gandhi. Once he said, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." So I really follow his quotes. Like I learned English by reading quotes online, and I used to read Mahatma Gandhi's quotes. And sometimes I also read about Hitler's quote. Because once he said, if you don't like the rule, reach at the top and change the rule. So that is the quote I started reading. But I always follow Mahatma Gandhi. And he said, be the change that you want to see in the world. So every single time I see in myself, many times I guide my sisters and my juniors, I feel sometimes I am trying to say right thing, but if I am not doing it, I try to avoid saying it. Because if someone says to me that you are not doing that thing, but you are telling to do same thing. So also I heard about a story by Mahatma Gandhi. A mother took her child to Mahatma Gandhi and asked Mahatma Gandhi to tell him don't eat sugar. After Mahatma Gandhi asked her to take him after a week or 1 month, and she came back and Mahatma Gandhi directly tell to the child to don't eat sugar. So her mother said, you could say him in like some when I came to first time the same thing, that don't eat sugar. Why you are saying like after 1 week or 1 month? See, Mahatma Gandhi replied that I was eating sugar that time, so I did not told him to don't eat sugar. That is all.
That is it. So now anyone wants to come? Yeah, this time anyone can come. Yeah, can hear you. Do you want to say second time? Anyone other?
Yeah, आप जो मैथ्स में फेल कर देते हो आप।
एक बार नॉर्मल क्वेश्चन पूछ जाएगा। Like, what do you choose during Diwali? Cracking fire into the cracker or just sleep?
Sleep.
Yeah, both.
Your friends.
Yeah, so I will give you a task. So he tried to burn the crackers and putting it in the tail of the dog. So now you have a task to convince him that say don't do this type of activity, and he convinced that this is for the fun. Yeah, you have a firecracker and you put it to the tail of the dog, or maybe nearby the dog or maybe nearby the vehicles. She convinced you that don't do this thing because it will harm the like that.
You act like right?
Yeah,
You act like Jatin. Sure.
Hey Jatin, what you doing?
I'm just having some with Diwali time, you know.
Oh, happy Diwali, happy Diwali.
You do. Just wait and see.
What are you doing? Can I know?
We have put some firecracker at the tail of the dog. I mean, just walk and run away like that.
Why would you do that?
It's Diwali time. I mean, everything is fair in Diwali, you know.
Oh, so you are going to make dog also celebrate the Diwali?
Exactly, that's the point.
Okay, okay. So I also have an idea.
Acha.
I also want to celebrate Diwali with you. Are you interested?
Yeah, very.
Can you give me the firecracker?
That was the last one actually.
Okay, then I will take help from my friends. My friends have got lot many firecrackers and the bigger red ones also. Let's have fun. So can you just close your eyes for once? Let's have the fun together. Look at your bag.
What is it? Oh.
How do you feel?
I feel terrible. I'm mistaken. I'm so sorry for that.
That's a wonderful. Yeah, we have viewers to go. Yeah.
I would like to request to keep it to the last.
Yeah, this one is the last.
Yeah.
This one is the last. You want to come, Bakul sir?
I have read for
Yeah, anyone wants to come? Yeah.
We have guests.
Okay. So you have a task like yeah, you both have a task. This is like so yeah, this time like he is firing a cracker and that rocket comes to your balcony and at the time you are worshipping the god. So how you convince him that don't do these things?
Hello, Ayush. How are you?
And one more thing, like play it safe. You have to convince that you have to put on the open area, burn the cracker. You have to convince him like that.
Hi, Ayush. You realize that your rocket just landed in my balcony, right?
Seriously?
Yes, it did. You didn't see how it went.
I just assumed that you would close your door because it's a Diwali time.
So you want me to close it? Okay.
Oh, you're sorry.
So the thing is, we are playing with firecrackers. We need to be safe, and little bit of caution would be appreciated from your side. I was praying inside, so it was difficult. I understand these things happen, but if you could be a bit more considerate. I mean, how did it end up? My balcony is there, rockets go up. What happened?
How Diwali works, and I suggest you should close your windows. And one more suggestion, I should complete your window, come downside, and we can fire the.
I was going to do that. Now my house is on fire. Okay, again.
Okay, so I have one more suggestion. Why not we just put the rocket in one of the silencer of a car and just.
Okay, you're going to the destructive mode. So let's agree to disagree. So your methods are not on my. I'm not very comfortable with your methods. So I'll just ask you to be a bit more careful. Because everyone needs to celebrate. Everyone requires to have fun. So it would be nicer if you could be a bit more considerate. Okay, thank you so much.
That's a wonderful speech. Before I end up this table topic session, I would like to tell that in Delhi, pollution festival is coming. So yeah, now we get the PPI above 900. So be more careful in that case. And yeah, another thing, if anyone don't get the firecracker during this time, because banned in Delhi NCR, so you can take from outside the Delhi NCR. Yeah, so now I would like to end up the table topic speech, masters, and I would like to hand the stage to the TMOD. Yeah.
Very clear.
Really, it was wonderful. So 1 minute silence for feedback for table topic master. Yeah, let's go to our next session, most important evaluation section. When I thought I reached perfection, I found that perfection is a moving target. And in speech it is said that every speech has a scope of improvement. So, So let's start with speech evaluator. So our first speaker was Toastmaster Paritosh. Speech evaluator is Toastmaster Ganesh. Toastmaster Ganesh, please.
I have a question for all of you. When do you think that a speech starts? Anyone?
By interaction.
My personal opinion is a speech starts when the subject or the speech title is displayed or published by the speaker. For me, this speech started at 12:05 yesterday. For all of you, it started at 11 a.m. today. The speech title gives you the clarity, it creates the curiosity, and it does good amount of job for the speaker. And kudos to the speaker for such an amazing speech title. You delivered your speech perfectly. If I have to describe this in 3 words, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You met all your speech objectives. If I have to recommend, based on my observation, I have got 3 great points that I found in your speech. And the first one is the way the speaker was dressed up. If you ask me, if I have to choose one person for the best dress competition, that would be Paritosh. We all are looking smart, but the award will go to Paritosh. Second thing that I really liked about your speech was the confidence that you had, the examples that you quoted, and the intelligent humor that you created here by saying that, buying kurtas. The another one was sugar-free sugar. The third one was asking questions that who spent a lot of time in buying online things. So that shows the confidence that you had, that shows the preparation that you did to write this speech. And the third thing that I really liked about your speech was the way you closed it. And I strongly believe that the last word said by a speaker remain longer to the audience. And your last ending words were, more is not always more, many times it is less. However, Toastmasters gives us opportunity to learn and to grow, and here me, Ganesh Joshi, giving you 3 recommendations that you can take along with you. The first one, that you stage segregation. The way you were moving, like you were talking and moving in an unplanned way, whereas you could have planned your stage movement in a structured way. For example, you could have started building the base from one place, and when you are talking about the dissatisfaction and the improvement part, you could have used some other place, and by closing, you could have taken the another place. Whereas you're moving entire stage without any planned way. So this is one. Second, what I felt was there was some lack of practice in your speech, even though you drafted it well. But drafting is half part. Rest part is the way we deliver it. We need to do practice of it. And somehow I felt that there was some lack. You're lacking in that part. For example, there were some repeat words, so you could have avoided that. The third part was the voice modulation. When you're talking about the words like happy, angry, regret, you could have used the expression. All in all, it was a great speech, very well dressed up, the confidence was amazing, your closing remarks was better, but with the help of some voice modulation and stage improvement, you can do wonders in upcoming speech, and wish you all the best. With that, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Our next speech was Toastmaster Bakul's speech. So the evaluator of Bakul's speech is Toastmaster Rajendra. Please come on the stage.
How difficult it is for you when you come to know that evaluation has a lot of problems, because we are keep on judging people, and then you have to evaluate somebody, right? The ability to observe without judgment is the highest level of intelligence. I do not have any option to show my intelligence now. Because I cannot judge. Toastmaster Bakul hooked attentions of all the audience from first second through his question, voice modulation, use of stage and body language. When you are giving examples, you have taken 3 examples, and I was there with you when you were giving an example of beggar or Dr. Nelson Mandela, 27.5-year jail, or maybe the example of your visit to Brisbane, Australia. So I was there with you. That is the beauty of a speaker when you are there with him and observing that the purpose of the speech is being met or not. The purpose was focus on positives and looking at our own perceptions, that how we make perceptions very fast and how we conclude the things very fast. And jump to conclusion is the biggest problem of the world. We judge everything. So we have how we can come out sharing self-example and admitting that there was a mistake or maybe there was something else was there. It's not an easy job, which he has done very well. I have only one recommendation, that he has used his stage very well, but it was slightly fast. It should have been slightly slower. Otherwise, I don't have any other recommendation for him. I loved his speech. I would love to hear more speeches from you. And it was very inspiring for me, and looking myself that I am also doing a lot of judgments and jumping to the conclusions very fast as my habit. Thank you for opening up my eyes that I am also doing the same thing and acknowledging also but not coming out and sharing the things. Thank you.
Now our next evaluator is Toastmaster Jitendra, who will evaluate Toastmaster Anchal's speech.
Good morning. Stories are powerful, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes.
And the great stories selected, chosen by Toastmaster Anchal. It has a very good message. We learned very good message today. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Anchal, for that. Chosen a very fantastic story. You started your speech with the questions asked. How many of you wear coats? And the purpose asking the question is connecting wearing coat with story. How? So it was a question. It's a rhetoric question actually. I would say. Which we are going to connect with story. So everyone would be able to connect the story so that. So commendable on that. There was good audience interaction. In the whole speech, you were using you were playing around with your different body language, vocal variety like wings, pull, giving some emphasis on each and every part of or important part of speech. So that was the good. And the purpose of the today's your speech is playing around with your body language and vocal variety. So commendable again on that. Ending part was also really good. Again, she asked to work on our thoughts or quotes, like what kind of the wings do you wear, when do you wear, and after removing that wings, how do you feel a freedom? So that was the good part. With the lot of good parts, there was some improvements which I think a speaker can work. Like I heard the speaker's voice is, quite different when she is speaking. She has very solid voice, but while speaking, her voice is a bit low. Like maybe she was trying to, filling vocal variety in her speech. That's why I think the voice was a bit low. But I think presenting with the natural voice and adding the vocal variety with that could have a better impact in his speech and can give a better, impact on the audience as well. Second is, although your body language and the vocal variety was good, but in the start of the speech, your hands was simply like that. I think you could be little open when speaking. So I think the usage of hand gestures is also important in the speech. Next, your purposeful movement was really great in speech, but I feel there was some unintentional movement as well. So I think again we can plan our stage movement before speech. It could be better. It could be better to plan before. All in all, the great speech, selection the story, very good message. I am taking away. Just working on hand gestures, natural voice, or unintentional movement can be worked upon. Then I think the speech can be taken to the great heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jiten. Now, we do have only one auxiliary role player, and that is Timer. So, Timer, could you please come and provide your details?
Great speeches, great table topics, and great evaluation. So now, as a timer, I'll just tell the timings taken by each and everyone, and whether or not they qualified. They were in the qualifying time. So speaker number 1, Paritosh, took 6 minutes and 14 seconds, which qualifies. Toastmaster Bakul took 7 minutes 21 seconds, which also qualifies. Toastmaster Anchal took 7 minutes 15 seconds, which also qualifies. Coming to the evaluators, Toastmaster Ganesh took 3 minutes and 30 seconds precisely. That also just marginally qualifies. Toastmaster Rajendra took 2 minutes 37 seconds, which is very near to the target. And Toastmaster Jitendra took 3 minutes and 35 seconds, which marginally disqualifies. Coming to the table topics, Toastmaster Rajendra took 1 minute and 43 seconds, which qualifies. Toastmaster, our guest, Saif, took 2 minutes and 12 seconds, which also qualifies. Toastmaster Anchal and Toastmaster Jatin in the combination took 1 minute and 10 seconds, which also qualifies. And Toastmaster Avinash took 1 minute and 27 seconds, and our guest Anant, they both combined took 1 minute 27 seconds, which also qualifies. Thank you.
So, Timer Paras, when he was showing yellow, this one card, I was sitting over there. So I was confused that whether he's showing or not due to cloth and
And the chair color as well.
So now I will provide my feedback. Actually, I TMOD and G also, but when somebody is giving perfect speeches, as a listener, I am sitting over there, I am thinking that what is remaining to improvement in this speech? What evaluator will tell? Suddenly today I noticed that, I am also not only TMOD, I am also G. I have to evaluate evaluators also. I just got mad. I didn't find, thank you for evaluators for providing your valuable feedback. Really, it will help to all the speakers. I did not find anything, but just one thing. I noticed that first speaker used one Hindi word, so always we try to avoid Hindi word. So it was just question answer and he used something word. So try to avoid Hindi word. Few points like we started very late today that we should take care of. We should try to reach on time. And to table topic master, actually we always try to use Oreo approach so that we can tell to our guest speaker or guest that how we are speaking in table topic. So try to use those slides also that we keep. And I don't have anything else. Now our next, and yeah, just most important thing, I need feedback. So provide your feedback so that we can go to next session for me. Okay? Just provide 1 minute. After 1 minute is complete, just let me know time. Thank you, Toastmaster Paritosh. So it's time for all to make fun. So our next game master is member since May 2022, career working as a senior SEO, institute in RTDS, hobbies, reading, listening to music, playing volleyball. Toastmaster Navcharan. Toastmaster Navcharan, please come on the stage.
How's the Josh?
Hi, sir.
How's the Josh?
Hi, sir.
Ma'am, please, how's your Josh? So today we are going to play a game which is none other than musical chairs. So I request Dipanshu, please stand up, and everyone to stand up so that we can